This is World War II's World Cup. 32 countries, 32 fighting units. For the second match of today, we have two countries, the United States versus Bulgaria, the 101st Airborne versus the Bulgarian 1st Army. Let's start with the 101st Airborne, the Screaming Eagles, one of the favorites to take out this tournament. These guys have trained hard for this competition. I mean, their home ground at Toccoa, Georgia is renowned for producing some elite individuals. Their literal role is to jump out of a plane with a parachute and go behind enemy lines. So I think it's pretty clear to me that these guys are unafraid of going up against our enemy's defensive line and causing a little bit of strife. And I think this is clearly evident in all the operations they take part in Europe. You know, they're there for Operation Overlord D-Day. They're there for Operation Market Garden, and they make a valiant defense of Bastogne. I think it's pretty clear to say that these guys can hold a defensive line when it matters. And going up against these guys, a team that is clearly wanting to prove themselves, the Bulgarian First Army, the first 11 of the Bulgarian armed forces. They actually start on the opposition bench. So they shack up with the Axis powers and fight in the Balkan states. But they get pretty ravaged by the resistance fighters in that area. But fortunately for them, their management sees a shift in the tide of the war. They notice that the Red Army is making huge advances on the Eastern Front. And so they make that tactical decision. So in 1944, they change allegiance and start fighting with the Allies. They get deployed with the Soviet forces and fight their way through Yugoslavia up into Hungary and then end up in Austria. I think it's probably fair to say that these guys don't have the flashiest of forms compared to some of the other teams we're looking at in this tournament. But what I will say is they've got grit and they can grind through tough conditions to the final whistle. So who should go through? America's Screaming Eagles or Bulgaria's First 11? Choose in the poll.